Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to our sprint demo of Evernym team. So the plan for today is to present two demos. The first one is from the Node team, and this is about our recent progress regarding PBFT change. And well, the main thing here that it's finally released. So in the latest stable, we have a correct implementation of the view change protocol. That's a big goal, and it's a work that we've been working for this month. And finally, it is released. So Sergey K is going to tell in more details how the load tests look now and what are our current plans and what also we have done while working on this task. And the second demo, very important and interesting demo today, is about Aries protocols support in LibVCX. So LibVCX is pretty close to be compatible with Aries, which is great. And Sergey Minaev will show the details and show the demo, actual working demo, how it works with ACAPI. Okay, so as for the sprints, our sprints for the Node team, the main achievement is the release of PBFT change. And also in the sprint, we continue working on other tasks related for vChange, which are not so critical. And they will be fixed in the next stable release, which will be a bug fix release. And also we continue working on some other stability and bug fixing. So in as a summary for Node team, this sprint is mostly some bug fixes, stability fixes, and the next sprint is planned to do the same. And for SDK team, as I mentioned, the main task is to work on LibVCX support of Aries protocols, which Sergey will show us pretty soon. Okay, so I'm stop sharing, and Sergey K, please tell us about the status of PBFT change.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, recently we finally released a node with PBFT vChange enabled. Release 1.11.0. It was a major release. We had some problems with debugging during last couple of weeks, a bit later, but well, we released it. The problem okay, so our main problems were that we stumbled into a stability problem, which in the end turned out to be
Hey Sergey, this is Richard. Sorry I was late to the. Sorry I was stuck in traffic, but your connection's fading in and out. Dave, are you hearing that too, or is it just my end?
For us too.
Okay.
Well, I think then I'll have to reconnect and probably reboot my PC, so probably Sergey Minaev can show his demo and I'll show my. Okay, I'll stop sharing and going to reconnect.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now. So let's talk about Indy SDK updates. Our team is mostly focused on make LibVCX more or less compatible with Aries RFCs. And firstly, we would like to support the main from this library LibVCX point of view protocols. I mean issuance of credentials and presenting hand proofs. And of course, we have to support connection protocol firstly to be able to connect to others. So there is an epic in our Jira. You can find also this number in the demo agenda. In this epic, we are going to post major updates around all stuff. Also, you can find a list of related issues to this epic. As you can see, some of them already completed, some of them are in test state, and others in progress. Also, we have several optional for minimal compatibility tickets, but we would like to work on them also. Like one of our next goals for next sprint is to contribute into test suite, so to improve development experience for all Aries community. So this is a point of to track our progress from Jira point of view. Also, you can find here a link to main fork of Indy SDK. We create a specific branch for this effort, V6 Aries support branch. I also today I'll show some demos, and all these demos would be based on our implementation branch. So it's not yet merged to neither master or neither this specific branch, but it will be merged to V6 Aries support branch pretty soon. And you can find the sources there. But right now, the basis for my demo is available in this pull request. So you can fetch this code base and reproduce the results. So as I said, we are mainly focused on the connection protocol, issuance, and proving. We almost done the connection protocol and was complete code review for that and doing some testing. And we finish first version of code base, so kind of code complete for credential presentation and for credential issuance. You can see that all tickets are in progress state. We can pass some demo and to do a credential exchange and issuance with other parties, but we are planning to do some cleanups, some refactoring to improve some test coverage, do another round of code review, and so on. That's why those tickets are in progress state. I think it's time to show a demo a bit. I'm going to use the branch with changes around supporting new protocols. Here we have Python demo for Aries for Faber. Obviously, it would work inside LibVCX, but I would like to show how it works against Aries Cloud Agent Python. So I'm going to, for example, start a Faber agent on Aries Cloud Agent Python side. So it's kind of third party for us. When I'm going to start Alice based on LibVCX. Also, I should mention that LibVCX still use dummy cloud agent or some other implementation for agency. And the main reason here to have a stable endpoint, public endpoint for LibVCX, so it can be used in mobiles, for example, with combination with dummy cloud agent or Evernym implementation of agency. Okay, Aries is ready, and Occupy for Fiber is also ready. So I'm copying the indentation from Fiber based on Occupy to Aries based on VCX. Okay, as you can see, the connection is passed. The Fiber agent is changed his state to connected. But also you can notice that there is an error report in from Occupy, and the reason for this problem report is some divergences between our implementation. So LibVCX already support acknowledgement for connection protocol, and this support is missing in Occupy. But it's not so critical because this latest step is optional. So yeah, we can see the error, but it would allow us to continue the exchange process. So I'm going to issue a credential from Fiber to Aries and receive it on Aries side. As you can see, Aries successfully accepted, and on Fiber side you can see that state changes several times from offer sent firstly and then to issued state, and again you can see problem around ARC. So the next step is to show that also we are compatible for proof presentation. So from Fiber point of view, I'd like to request a proof. So I'm sending a proof request to Aries, request sent. Then on Aries side, I'm going to accept this proof request and then send the proof from Aries to Fiber. So it's verified from, and it's passed from Aries point of view. Let's check on Fiber point of view. On Fiber side, you can also see the state of proof verification is successful. So that's it about that direction. So we were used Fiber based on Occupy. And now let's use Aries based on Occupy and Fiber based on LibVCX. So let's do the reverse direction to make sure that they are compatible in both directions. Okay, LibVCX now generating some schemas, credential definitions, and so on. And we can see annotation for third party. I'm going to put this indentation for Fiber. Okay, and again, you can see that we successfully passed to connected state. And again, you can see a warning about some unexpected messages like ARC or unexpected pings. Then Fiber based on LibVCX automatically generate a credential proposal and generate a credential for Aries, and then automatically send a proof request and verify the received proof presentation. And a similar state you can see on Aries based on Occupy. So as you can see, the latest step on Aries based on Occupy is sending presentation to the Fiber based on LibVCX. And again, you can see the warning around ARC. So that's working demo. It's based on this pull request, and it will be merged soon to the Hyperledger fork branch. It will be available there. But I also should say that I used my own fork of Aries Cloud Agent Python The reason why I'm doing it from my own fork, not from the Akapai master, is that we found several divergences between Akapai implementation and current state of Aries RFCs. And the major of them are found while we are integrated connection protocol. So you can see 3 pull requests from me to Aries Cloud Python. So there was 3 points of divergences. We discuss all of them with maintainers of Akapai and decide to fix, for example, for divergency around RFC 160, we decide to change RFC because it seems like a problem in RFC history, but 2 others issue are under discussion right now. And my branch here just include, and in my fork, just include 2 commits, which are aligns master of Aries Cloud Agent to RFCs. And I use this as a basis for the demo. By the way, this branch is in my public fork, so you can download it and use to produce this demo. While the integration of credential issuance and credential presentation, we haven't hit a lot of issues, but yeah, as you already saw, there is a problem around ARC, and I'd like also mention that there are more optional messages in RFC, and seems like we have to work around RFCs and update them. Also, it's after doing this integration, I think our team and all community can see the importance of test suite. So one of our next step is to improve test suite to give new developers the instrument to be sure that their implementation is really compatible to RFCs. Well, I think that's it from my side, and I'm ready to release the sharing and give Sergey a chance to continue his demo around RBFT and BBFT change in it.
That's a great demo, Sergey. It makes me want to clap. The Aries agent, the BC Gov's Aries Cloud Agent Python has really matured over the last 9 months, and people keep asking us to integrate with it, and you demoed it. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm ready to try again. Do you hear me now?
Yes, it sounds good.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Finally, we released a new version of Indy Node, which has BBFT change enabled. And I am glad to say that this version, that our latest test showed that this version is exceptionally stable. Under load, it doesn't eat memory, it doesn't do false positive view changes. Everything is very good, and also we conducted a more stressful load test when we forcibly induced view changes, and all survived more than 100 view changes without any logic eruptions, nodes lagging behind, or anything like that. So this feature is finally very, very stable. We have some issues some cleanup issues to finish, but overall, I think it's production quality. Meanwhile, while we were working on releasing this, we stumbled upon some stability issues which are fixed now. And those stability issues turned out to be performance issues. We found that we were already on the edge of what tool can handle, of what lower tool can handle, and we found that one of the main bottlenecks were managing of 3PC messages. So we decided to try to reduce frequency of batch generation, and it really helped. So for now we have three times less 3PC messages, and stability is back. One interesting note is that recently we were discussing ideas of moving to Aardvark protocol, which requires much less number of 3PC messages because it doesn't have multiple replicas, it just has one replica. So probably after moving to Aardvark protocol, we can roll our changes with the frequency of 3PC batches back and probably achieve even better performance. So I think that's basically all from me. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you for that update, Sergey. That's really useful. As Sergey said, we're looking at other ways to improve performance. Aardvark's one of them. We've done a lot of analysis comparing Aardvark to our current implementation of RBFT and are feeling pretty good about it. But we're going to continue to look at that and engage with some of the original architects of the network to make sure that we're in line with the analysis they did. I lost my, oh, there it is. I lost my demo agenda. So wanted to, as Sergey Minaev mentioned, he's been working on the team has been working on the LibVCX support for Aries. Because of that, we didn't have much to release in October. There was one minor bug fix. So we skipped the October release of Indy SDK. We do expect to have a November release of Indy SDK. We'd like it to be 1.13.0, I think we're on. Anyway, we wanted to include the new functionality in LibVCX, but it might be a bug fix release that includes any bug fixes we get done. Plus, we've been working on a fix with British Columbia. They contributed an improvement, but we need to figure out exactly how to manage they want to change the way the proof request function. And so we're working on the right way to do that. As soon as we have a fix negotiated, agreed with British Columbia, we will probably push out the release. We don't want to hold them up, so we might not wait till the end of the month. If you are watching this video, you should attend the Indy contributors call on Mondays. That's where we talk about the state of the project and what's coming up. You'll see that there's some other work streams going on in both Indy Node and Indy SDK that you might find useful. Alex, is there anything else we need to talk about today?
I think no.
Excellent. So upcoming sprints, we'll continue doing bug fixing on Indy Node. We'll continue working on LibVCX support for Aries on Indy SDK and some other bug fixes. And before the end of the year, we want to get into fixing our replica process or our consensus process in Indy Node. And anyway, there's more on the backlog that you can look at. The next batch of features we would like to get to is DID doc support and peer DIDs and Aries core libraries but there's a question whether we'll get to that before the end of the year holidays. So, but that's the goal. We like to get started on those sooner. So thank you for those attending. Hey, Dave, we appreciate you joining. Did you have any questions you wanted answered? You came off mute, but we didn't hear you. I wonder if your mic's broken. So Slack me if you have any questions. So excellent. Thank you. And we'll post another video in about 2 weeks.